Okay. Give me one moment. Maybe this wasn't the best idea to do while my laundry is drying in the background, because I think I can hear it on the mic, actually. Okay. I mean, it only picks up whenever I speak, so I guess it's not so bad. Turning it off be bad right now? I mean, I'll turn it off if, like... if people say it's, like, a bit of an annoyance. Okay, going back to Japan. It's just 2 months since we arrived in London, but we've managed to establish this office. It was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regret. So sorry, Sasato-san. It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts. I know we've only been there for a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learned something. And what would be that? It seems to me there are many facets to people's personalities. Facets? And like a jewel, the light plays off them in complex patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives. But we only see a small number of the total facets, and what is illuminated is only a part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on for as long as we live. That's so true. Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much. But I keep hoping that one day, it will all become clear. That all the facets that will be illuminated, and I'll finally understand how everything fits together. I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep moving forward, even if the way sometimes seems dark. It's amazing to think it's been just 2 months. You've grown so much. Sorry, I've what? Oh, no, it was nothing unimportant. Do you know what time you will leave London in the morning? Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4 a.m. I see. Well, I'll escort you to the station. Absolutely not. Sorry. I'm sure you realize why I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow. Kina's trial. Yes, I know, but every word you utter will have the potential to determine Kina's fate. Okay, I turned it off. It's kind of annoying me. must get as much rest as possible. And though, like me, I'm sure you will find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, try. You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean? Oh my, I nearly forgot. Please, I want you to have this. What is that? Some huge bundle of documents. It's my notes, from the case 2 months ago. The murder that was committed on the omnibus. The McGild case. It seems to have a case of Mr. Wittybank's murder, of which Gina is accused. Is very much tied up with that omnibus case in ways that are not yet completely apparent. So, I took the liberty of concealing my writings about the case for you. Everything else she's had to think about, Sato-san still managed to do this. All neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting. It was my pleasure. I can only hope that it will bolster your case tomorrow for Gina. Thank you so much, Sato-san. I'll do my best to use it wisely. Really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say, that I've been a complete failure. Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said there. Oh, ignore me. I was just mumbling to myself. Well, it's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Norhanda-san. I must finish packing up for my things in my room. Sato-san, I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night. Wait, there's something I need to say. Yeah. What was that? A secret technique of mine. This is Sato's shutdown. Shutdown? Please, I implore you. We have to voice our goodbyes. I won't be able to hold back my tears. Okay. Sato-san. Truly has been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Gina to open up to us, learning the truth about the nemesis of a case, physically and mentally, exhausted. And yet, the idea of sleep seemed impossible, but I forced myself to close my eyes. And I was a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind. Eventually, the fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. Yes, I quite understand. That is a great weight off my mind. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place, exactly as we have discussed. So much. It's been an honor and pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. On the contrary, pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell. And Godspeed. Here, madame. Wait. What will happen? When I woke the following morning, Sasato-san was already gone. Outside the window, rain came down in sheets. So began an even longer day than the last one that I had the rest of my days. Morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. Sounds. Where's your friend? Sorry. You know, in the fancy dress. Serato? Or however you say it, I don't know. Mr. Sato had to leave early this morning. It's already gone by the time I woke up. You alright with that? You alright with that, are ya? Forget about me. If you like, go and see her off. It's fine. It's not as though Mr. Sato and I won't meet again one day. Even so. But Yukina, you only get one chance. This trial is all we have. Morning, you two? Who's this? It's Iris, hi. How are you feeling, Guinea? Did you manage to sleep? Iris, what are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. Isn't that right, Wagi? Wagi? Great way to show your support, kitty. Let him have a nose around. What harm can it do? Oh, that reminds me. I bought a paper on the way here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Bruno? Guinea? Oh, well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Nah, always take the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad. Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities. Let's not go there. Alright then, I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move. That's... The bad news was a weather report. So, I hope that... So, I hope that Susie made her train to Dover, and that the train is delayed on its way to the port. Gosh, yes. Alright then, so what's the good news? Well, the rain is forecasted to subside this afternoon, so even if the train is delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it? I couldn't give a monkey's, really. If only all good news cancelled out the bad. And look, the trials made the headlines too. Pawnbrokers perishes in pick purses plunder, see? Try saying that 5 times fast. How'd you like that? Well, let them say what they want. See if I care. I can't because you're covering your face. Don't worry, Bruno. Don't worry, Bruno will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense. I will. And then, in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be... Discharged driver is dauntless gooder. Isn't that right, Bruno? Oh, yes, let's hope so. Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? I mean... guess. It's like she was still here. Today's paper. Good luck then, Bruno. I'll do what I can. Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. I'll be by your side the whole time, giving you moral support and encouragement. I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, but to be honest... Thank you, Iris. Thank you that's very kind of you. Oh yeah, Iris. Skinny? Well, I was wondering is all about Soames. Did they fix him up alright? Yes, the operation was a great success. But... hang on. Checking a text right now. Okay. But Hurley still hasn't come around yet. I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up. I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Oh, right. No Mrs. Otterson and no Mr. Soames. It's all down to me today to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime. Miss Gina, Lestrade. Counsel of the defense. Trial is about to begin. Please make your way to the courtroom. It's time then. Yes, let's go, Gina. Iris. Lead the way, Bruno. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from the from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. Guess they just cut him off. Oh boy. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare the court is to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt of or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. Now call upon the conseils of the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Lord Van Six. My lord. Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from the public prosecution service? It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, and then 2 months ago, you refused somewhat unexpectedly. And here you are again today. There are some circumstances of which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior. In what one might describe as your former life, 5 years past. Dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today, you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. Confess I find it more than a little befuddling, Gonzale. There are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large. He means Mr. McGill, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. Yes, I just managed to work that out, thank you. Magnus McGill, if I'd known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. Sure if it shows that. And secondly, even more loathsome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal final hour. In other words, confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the far east, Bonice. Dude, what is your problem? What? Did he really just say that? Yeah, can he even say that? That's like... Who let him get away with this? He means you... He means you now, you know. I actually managed to work that out too. Thank you, Iris. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? Toroid look of hatred in Lord Van Zig's eyes. Is that directly solely at me? Was he talking about all Japanese people? Alarming, scathing explanation, Lord Van Zix. Still, dutifully welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Your lordship is too kind. Now, jurors, 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Oh. What the? So there's 1, 2, 3. It's like 5 people that I recognize. It's the person in the bird seat. I don't recognize them. former lieutenant of in the British Army. Don't you know, chaps like me were born already. Clean cookery, clean culture, and clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. This nerd. Everything will be stereotypic in the future. Absolutely, absolutely everything. And I'm ready for it. I don't understand it. I can't have left it there. It's not possible. What could I have? The hell? What are they doing? Women indispensable in society. Stop female-centric future awaits. Stop. This guy, he must be Russian, right? Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Something wrong, Bruno? Oh, not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. Oh, well, like... random? Like, they call this random? These jurors have been picked at random? Really? Funny coincidences. Like, funny coincidences do happen from time to time, don't they? But it's quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know. Something stinks. I can smell it. It's not the butts this time. So, I've been led to believe, but something tells me I'm being duped. Very well. Now, Lord Van Zix. The court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Short. There's never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. The victim, Mr. Pop Whittybank, perpetrator of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. Prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near-instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say. Oh. Prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Dude, court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please. I now ask the court to turn its attention to the plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. The perpetrator was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. In the windowless room with a single point of entry, a door to the main shop that was found locked. In the sealed chamber, there were only two persons present. Never heard of two persons. The victim, Mr. Whittybank, and the accused. Why is he in that pose? It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet. Well, that's that then. Nothing more to say. Isn't that grubby little girl a pickpocket? She's one of those filthy drabs that live in the slums in the East End. Oh well, a matter of time before she got blood in her hands then. The juror's waiting for the girl's guilt. We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. I learned, Nipponi's friend. It's you who mustn't jump to conclusions. Prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder not go unobserved. There were witnesses. Good gracious! After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful, pick-purse, cold-hearted killer. Here's to the establishing truth. A court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Vansix. At once, my lord. This isn't good. I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Runo. I think that's because it has. Oh, he's locked in now. Let us begin. Bring forth the witness of the foul murder of Mr. Pop Wittybank on 16th April of this year. Are these? Witnesses, state your own names and occupations for the court. Name's Na Shulkin. Occupation is, baddie. Professional baddie. Name's Ringo Shulk. Okay, dude. Occupation's, same as him. Tobias Gerson. I said Gerson. Gerson. Iris Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector. That's right. They're what they call the Free Scotland Brothers. I hate this. The hell? Is he one of them? Oh no, they're all related. What are you looking at me like that for? Don't let me in with you lot. Core blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through? It's all the brother. It's all the bruv. Lost contact with it. We lost contact with him. We have. So scouring every shady corner of the capital. And then, last night, came across you. Very spit up the block. Ain't that right, Ringo? He is, Nash, he is. The very split of him. So, we decided there and then what we was gonna do. We was gonna call ya. Big bruv sulky. Come on, leave me out of it, you two. Sulkin. And that's before he runs out of chips. Well then, Inspector Sulky Gregson. Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. I would like to know, Inspector. Hello there, Has. Hello, Sparklewad. Welcome. I am playing the Great Ace Attorney. I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand. The Sulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft. Thieves, are they? Free? No, my lord. Begging your pardon, but please don't jump me in with this lot. 2 nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. Coolio? Yeah, it is indeed cool. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they have become embroiled in a far more sinister crime. By Jove! You mean to say, what an extraordinary coincidence! Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder. Order! Order! Various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permissions, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of the witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. Sulkin will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw. Happy to. 'Cause a sulkin's never sulkin. Is this game about pointing fingers at people? Kinda, I guess. Just the main character usually like points his finger like when doing an objection, so it's like it's a lot of pointing. But yeah, it's mostly like a lawyer. It's like one of those lawyer detective games, I guess. Get out of it. Legal entry. We was walking down the Baker Street in the small hours, and the golf store was ajar, see? It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, and it was. But once we got inside, caught blimey, lummy, we heard a gunshot from the back of the room. Also, this game takes place in the UK, so it's like a lot of these characters have British accents. So, pardon my bad British accent. We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that nice and quiet. A terrible coincidence, it would seem. Precise moment these miscreants entered the property of an even more sinister crime was afoot. Witnesses' testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. Door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the side, and within only the victim and the accused were found. I must say, it appeared to be an overwhelming simple case. Still, then to make cross-examine the witness now, of course. Cancel, if you please. Cancel? Yes. What's the matter, you know? Sorry, I I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by the pair at the stand. I know that's all nonsense because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. We go. Entry.
Hold it!
The front door of Wittybanks was ajar, you say? What time of night was it? Must have been about 1, right, Ringo? Yeah, I'd say so, right, Sulky? How would I know? The place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Sulky? Me old bucka? Leave me alone. There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what altered us to the situation in the first place. When these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, Q's Meskina Lestrade already had the muzzle of a gun trained on the unfortunate victim. This is pure conjecture. Perhaps, but it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded killer, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside. Right, that's what appeared. That's what happened. Like some kind of sign begging for us to go in.
Hold it!
What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in? Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say. Don't they, Ringo? They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of violence, I reckon. God's will often presents itself as the whim of thieves, does it? What, no whim? I'm dead sure of that. It weren't, Nash, it weren't. Like we said at the time. Don't find doors open in the middle of the night, like that. There's two ways about it. It was a sign that our long-lost brother was inside. Not very good liars, are they? Well, you can't deny it. It led us to the bloke what just looks like our bruv. Said cut it out. Those chips are getting a chomping today. As we got inside our core blimey, we heard a gunshot from the back of the room.
Hold it!
A gunshot, you say? Just the one? Are you sure about that? Yep, just the one, Governor. I can swear to that. It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv? Firearm used to belong to the victim himself. Yes, Mr. Wittybank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter. Right, I remember. We examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds. That makes sense. Mr. Wittybank always used to say he only ever kept the single bullet loaded. That's true, I remember him saying that as well. So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used at the murder weapon. Yes, my lord, we can. I should remind the court. The firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Wonderful. Say it for the people in the back, why don't you? See what, but it's locked inside. Hang on one moment. Checking something real quick. Dun, 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 dun. About point. Wait, no, I already read that. Alright. Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom? My learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation. Perhaps a drawing would help. Oh, look at the little picture. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one other door. That of the storeroom. Of course, there was only a little old oil lamp burning, not much to say by. And the door was in behind the curtain and all. That's right. We arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door? Any normal petty thief would run to the sound of a gunshot, I think. Well, yeah, your turn, Rabbit Ringo. Well, Nash, yeah, I suppose you'd have to say we ain't normal, yeah? Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways on hearing a gunshot or scream. Timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination. I learned Nipponi's friend. It would seem is of the former. Alright, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night. Thank you, Gonzales. So, I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witness.
Hold it!
You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story? Well, it was bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out, lazy lockets. So with no time to your hands out of your pockets, you just left nice and quietly, you say? That's right, Governor. Nothing we ain't more than violence. These loving nibblers we are, not burglars. Not bludgers. We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me dukes out, me Lucy lockets. The British people actually say that. So you'd clearly like us to believe. Come again? As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person? Saints alive! They have fired a gun, you say? Blimey, Governor! You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway? It was. Why, that lady Nora? Didn't you mention that before? You were armed with a gun. And as you fled the scene, you fired the gun. At London's greatest detective, Sherlock Sholmes. They shot the great detective? I did hear that, actually. There was a rumor that we rushed to the hospital. It's Sholmes, that's beyond the pale. On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of discovery of the crime scene. The suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when we searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of shot having been fired from it. The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, Gonzalo. Court will hold this weapon as evidence. Oh, my learned Nipponese friend. Yes. Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. For yes, there are the telltale signs of the spent powder on this gun and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under sanctuary in this trial. Well, I don't need evidence. Because I was there. Objection! However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. The defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim. We shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired the gun before they left Whittybanks that night. Court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded the firearm at the pawnbrokers that night? Damage and ticket inside from the pawnbrokers. Mr. Mason's blood sample. Iris's manuscript. Definitely not the definitely not the case notes. This is a sensational story lower down the front page. Is it page as well? Look. Ministry Mole, classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. For a 10-year-old, Iris certainly has her finger on the pulse of the world news. It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently, they're being increpid by hostile nations. Communications are being intercepted, but how would somebody be doing that? That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Bruno? No, of course not. I wonder, perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday. Yes, it could be, and it could explain why he has Grexy running from pillar to the post at the moment. Paper contains an article about the government's secrets. Octoform. At the front cover. Pawnbrokers purchase in pick-purse plunder. Most headline would be discharged driver is dauntless in do-gooder, right? Yes, something like that. If possible, I'd like to go even bigger. Bigger? How? Proud pickpocket protects planet post-trial, perhaps? Protects planet? Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. It's going to be so great. F, blah, blah, blah. Patient. Single bullet. Upper half of victim's back. No other visible signs of trauma. Autopsy findings: instant death from a posterior bullet to the heart. The bullet entered the body from the back on a gently rising diagonal. Firearm found in the possession of the Solgan brothers. On their arrest, there are signs that a single round was fired, but evidence shows that these would unloaded a firearm in the shop that night. Okay, well.
Take that!
The evidence is in this portfolio. What earth have you there, Gonzalo? One moment, I'm gonna grab something real quick. Sorry. What on earth have you there, Gonzalo? During the course of of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do. How arrogantly Nipponese of you. What was that even supposed to mean? Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. Your claim to have the evidence the court is demanding their thing? Yes, my lord. No more delaying. Then, Gonzal, present the pretent evidence at once. What do you have in the portfolio that proves that these witnesses unloaded the firearm at the scene?
Take that!
What is that? Explain. It's a photographic print that taken at Whittybank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident. Scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet has still lodged there. Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Whittybank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight. This indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbrokers that night. Ah! Order. How does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zix? Oh, he's standing all right. That is the direction my learned friend wishes to take. Prosecution has no objection. What? You'll forgive me for flinging my hollow chalice aside in disgust at your repugnancy and exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And, like the cold-blood baddies, they claimed to be opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street. Take it easy, Governor. You're gonna lead us in the soup. We had a deal. You weren't gonna get them details. Tell him, Sulky. Set the bloke straight. I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Van Zix knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. Seem now, I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. What fact do you refer, Lord Van Zix? As has been established at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brothers' gun. However, that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes. And clearly, these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of their perpetrator and victim. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Whittybank at all. So that's it? What the... That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We didn't, Ash. We didn't. That's what I reckon. Your crimes indulge in lawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and, let us not forget, attempted murder. Quite a long catalog, eh, fellas? God. We're in for it now, bruv. Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It seemed that man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly. Where is he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery. Eccentric? Says who? Not me. Don't give me that look. Installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop. Oh! That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders. What is that, Gonzalo? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption. As your lordship has summarized, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if the thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed. Prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the evidence that night in question. Pretty. 9:30. Can't help but feel like something's moved. As the court will observe, copious identical prints are proceeded, quite desultory fashion. Protocol, I feel. In fact, there are 2 such devices in such the victim's shop, my lord. I may refer the court to the plan of the premises. Their respective positions are here and here. Say these cameras procedures are print every half an hour, I'm afraid I fail to see. How that would help if the acquainted thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can pray that that would-be criminals lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera. That's a bit fair talk, yeah, bruv. Daddy Locke loves a sulkin'. Witnesses at the time, did your trespassing begin? It must have been, just at the one, right, bruv? Must have been, Nash, must have been, yeah. Just go on one. In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment, what scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let's examine the evidence. Good lord! It's the defendant! Meskina Lestrade! As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured gun in hand facing the victim over the shop counter. Hello, welcome Ellie. You're, well, I wouldn't say just in time, you missed quite a bit. But yeah, welcome. I wouldn't say you've missed much, though. No doubt concerning the perpetrator to open the door to this, to his storeroom. Quite. One can only easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, Gonzalo. I don't believe it, Guinea. In short, the accused is the only person who could have possibly have killed Mr. Whittybank. No, M or Paul, how disappointing. Ah, well, they're probably like on call or something while he probably sleeps. I say, my lord, who says this? Oh, Mr. Good. Wonder if I might if I put in a good word at this point. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Took a belly to the butt and a knee in the Battle of Maidwand, 1880, don't you know? Deckard for it all, but forced to retire from service sadly. Or some metal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield. Taps out every time it's until dawn, yeah. I can't remember. I think it was 4. Mortal death betrayed us. That's literally what it is. Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? Carried on the battlefield, retirement, you see, the battle of daily life, if you like. Here I am now, leading this small squadron, 6 men, all good and true. And, well, we'll all go down together. You mark my words, one for all and all for one. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached an agreement, have they? So many maids? I mean, there's only just like one maid in the, on the juror stand today, I believe. Is that what we are to understand? Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? In the matter of speaking, yes, that is the Great Ace Squadron's position, sir. What? No, it's too soon to make a judgment here. Status report of the court, men? On the double. His lordship insists on promptable at all times, and that goes for making decisions too. I think you'll find the truth is clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, can't actually remember. Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now. Undeniable. Stop. I was very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Maid kink? I think that's just you, Ellie. Very well. Now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
That's... Well... we gotta tip the scales, I guess. I have no mate kink. You're the one who pointed it out. Does indeed appear the jury is unanimous in its leaning already. That photograph. It must be the definitive that Gregson mentioned. The Guinea didn't shoot him. No, of course not. My lord, defense wishes to assert its right to the summonation examination. Very well. Court grants permission. So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising. I'll proceed immediately with the summonation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketing. As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and righteously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in the stereo, the truth would just pop out. If I've left it in there, I should have think there'll be repercussions by now. Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmissions. A verdict to follow. Stop. In Motherland, we say never judge by clothes never judge by clothes, judge by head. I'm convinced brothers are innocent. Circumstances of this crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather cohesively. Storm locked from the inside is in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone, and in the accused's hands the fatal revolver of the firing of which has heard by these witnesses. Not to mention his print. Yeah. Take from the chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That young girl is on the verge of pulling the bally trigger. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Yeah, Hurley's camera was supposed to help, not hinder. I have a feeling that we might turn it into a positive if it's a negative. Afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. The Gina didn't shoot Mr. Wittybank. Which means there's more to the situation that we've yet to see. Agreed.
You have the floor, Concern. Proceed with the summonation examination.
Yo, listen up. Rianowski, okay. The defense's rebuttal. All the evidence clearly points to the fingers of the guilt. This mage, I should see all on filthy. Find that if stereo, just pop out. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Child did it? You mean the person who's been trying to help us this whole time?
Hold it!
You're Mr. Natsumi's landlord, Mr. Garideb, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this.
Ah, you're the lawyer chap. Well, let's turn up for the books. Yes, rather a troubling time we had back then.
Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Children are deadly. It doesn't mean she did it, though. You know, like... Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be suggesting that, therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything.
Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Great Ace house was in the talk of the town after that business. Closures moved out, and I couldn't get a bally soul to take up the tendencies.
Never know, yeah, but this time I'm 100% confident that it's clearly not her. If so, she would have admitted it by now. Oh?
Haven't had the heart to break to the news as a journey yet. Bad enough that the old girls clapped up. Yes, can't be denied. Did do rather a lot, but not for us. That's for dash certain.
I suppose not.
Of course. There can be no suggestion of that being the reason. I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously.
Obviously, but honestly, I really wish she'd paid more attention to the trial and less to the juror number 2. Oh my god.
Hold it!
Polishing the bench, I see again. A maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores? On my way to the market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. Places full of beggars, pick-pursers, and crossmen, the scum of the earth. A little harsh, perhaps? Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals. You're referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rancet's magazines in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital. Mr. Sholmes, a maid. It's really quite unforgivable. Got a scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective. Minor detail, it was the 2 brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant. A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum, as far as I am concerned. Well, just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway. What do you think did it? Too early to call yet. It could be those 2 brothers up on the stand, but I feel like they're a red herring. That's my only guess for now, but I do feel like it's somebody else in my mind that I have pictured. I don't know. It's probably someone we either haven't met yet or someone who has yet to show their face. I don't know. Let's just keep playing, I guess. Yes, alright. I should amend my statement. Brothers are scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective.
Hold it!
What do you mean by look at the photographs in stereo? Sorry, what? Don't you know? If you look at a photograph print normally. Right. It looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously. But there's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in the stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Oh, how did you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. It never gets old seeing two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating, it's in the height of modernity. Of course. Oh yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay. I got bad news for you, dude. Giving us new perspectives we can only dream of before its greatest invention the world was ever seen. If only if it could give me a new perspective on this case, I'd agree with you. If I've left it here...
Hold it!
What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that.
So sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon.
A surgeon? That totally passed by.
Of course, people conducting surgery in this country are considered to be doctors. Oh no. Even though me and my kind are the forefront of the medical science, the real brains in the field.
So, what is it that you think you've left behind?
Well, that's a little embarrassing, to be honest. See, I was operating on someone yesterday, standard thing, the abandonment. But when I finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere.
What? Did he? Surely not.
Exactly, surely not, you say to yourself. Don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, it's a little embarrassing, really.
That's one way of putting it. The other's is manslaughter.
It's exactly my concern, and seeing as the case appears to be sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. Now, I made sure everything was back as it should be. Sure as you can be without being sure.
I'm not sure you need to be more sure. Sweat so much? Yeah, it runs in the family.
Hold it!
Sorry, radio transmissions? What do you mean? Are you from the Far East stop? Yes. From the Empire of Japan. All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail streamers take more than a month to complete the journey. But now we have an electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds, connecting the entire world. Thousands of miles. Cable? On the ocean bed? My head hurt just thinking about it.
A well-informed young lady. Cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop.
And just when I was starting to catch up.
Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airwaves to 4 corners of the globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop.
Right. Try not to wear out your fingers.
Era of wireless telepathy. Telegraphy. Stop. Driving technological revolution. Stop. And people say inventions like this stereoscope are the height of technology. Utter peripheral. I can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys.
Oh, I see it. Oh.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Drone number 3. Sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but... What? Do you perhaps have something to say about drone number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do! Say that again, go on, I dare you! Goodness, are you talking to me? I think he might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you, huh?
Absolutely, I mean, really. A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions? Why on earth would you not use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional.
What a great way to appease the man.
No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all.
You just don't know!
Pardon?
I think you'll find the viewing photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sorts of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, it'd reveal hidden clues you'd never noticed before. What? Have you got any, Reno? Any prints we could look at with the stereoscope? Sure. How about this print here? It should do the trick.
Take that.
This one? Alright then, drill number 3. Are you saying you can do this with 2 suitable photograph prints? Of course I can. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and you'll be amazed. Did it. We're not out of the clear just... Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to click that. Wait, sorry. What do you mean one more print? I didn't mean to click that. Shoot. Oh dear. Don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how a stereoscope works? Bruno? What? You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember? Didn't mean to click that. Oh. You know, one for the left eye, one for the right. Oh yes, I remember now. But the print we have from pawnbroker is just a normal photograph. No. I think you'll find that the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation. Well, if you obtain another print at some point later in the trial, you can always show it to the young man then. I think you'll find that a know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me.
Let's get things back on track, shall we, Gonzalo?
All we need is another shot from a slightly different location. See, we can see the scene in 3 dimensions.
Hold it!
Please tell me you're not Violin Brovitskik, the Russian revolutionary? Revolutionary?
I believe there is such a rumor.
It's just a rumor?
As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like which is criminal.
Your words, not mine. You just want to point that out.
People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat.
And which gloves fit?
Good day. I was visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please.
Right, that didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts.
It is like vicious criminal all the time. It's painful people do not realize. So I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look.
The Salkin brothers.
Maybe they went inside pawnbroker's shop. I have not done nothing wrong. That is all I want to say.
Salkin brothers did nothing wrong that night. Alright, well, first of all, that one's not so little misunderstanding. I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris. What is it, Bruno? The jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London town, aren't they? Yes, it's amazing, isn't it? In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks for all the world like a revolutionary? I wish I knew. I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors. Trial will be over. But we know that Guinea never shoot anyone. So we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. Must be ready to go to whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. Okay. Well, nothing really left to do. Brothers are scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great. Should swing for shooting the great detective. All the evidence points the finger. Radio transmissions verdicts. And we say never judge by clothes, by head. Okay. No mate king for the brothers? What are you even talking about now at this point?
Objection!
Objection! Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other.
Good lord. Conzel, explain yourself.
Oh my statement? Contradictory. Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick.
I do not have stick, I have mouse.
As juror number 2 said earlier, Sulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question. They fired a shot from their revolver. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abandonment. I understand. They said that the brothers are some of the Earth, so no maid king for them. I don't understand you. But they even, like, you don't even know if they're into mates, is the thing. If they even have a maid kink. Why am I even talking about this? Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear. Sir?
Sorry, my English is still learning.
You are telling the court you didn't hear.
Oh, forgive me, I did not hear.
Ellie-san is misunderstood? But what? You mean like your character in Persona, or like you mean like you yourself? Ugh.
Here is word, abandonment of the part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. This is what you mean? You should say in plain English, I am Russian, not native speaker.
But it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again. Myself and character? Okay, good for you.
So,
No way, that position.
but telling me these brothers, who look like criminals, were lying? They said before, never done nothing. Yes, they shot detective. This is double negative.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal.
Coming from you, that seems surprisingly justified.
This means when they said we never took nothing, it was also a big fat lie. Is this true?
Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so...
Enough. I trust no one now.
It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir.
I must see with my own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself.
Yes, it is, Runo. Easily. Sorry. I missed something. Wait, that won't be pos... Okay. The prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder. If you compare the print that pictures Guinea and the next print from half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Gooey, Mr. Prosecutor? Tut. Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summonation examination of all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Sulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily had the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' fight. Right, jackpot, we're getting somewhere. So this was taken after Hurley was shot then? As far as I can tell, nothing's been taken. It does seem to be the case. Can't notice anything obviously missing in the second print. Very nice outfit. Who are you? I guess you're referring to Lord Van Ziek's prosecutor, I guess.
So, brothers who took criminals told only one lie. They shot man, but they stole nothing.
It would seem so, yes.
Good.
No, not good. A van, yes. Van. Ivan the Terrible? The heck is Ivan the Terrible? Getting that? Ivan the Terrible? I have no idea who you're. With Pet Mouse? Okay, so that guy, alright.
Alright, I did not understand the situation. Now, I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue with trial.
Okay, whatever works, I guess. Yay, well done, Runo. The balance is shifting. Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more. There must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. He was a terrible leader of 15th century. Oh god, and didn't they just call him a Okay, now this is like getting very, very political, I guess. I don't know. I can do that. We just might turn the situation to our favor still.
Thank you, Gonzalo. Continue with the examination. Kindly hand the new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence.
Okay. Footprints in the record. Wonder if we can make use of that. Indeed we can. I can change the minds of more than half of 6 of these jurors. The trial will be over. No guinea pigs to shoot anyone, yes. So now that we have
Hold it!
Gotcha.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
This is so goofy. Absolutely.
Take that!
and this one.
Take that!
There we go. Alright, these two prints were both taken with the same camera in the Witty Banks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer, do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. We did have a lesson only yesterday. Left and right eye images need to be the same only with a slight shift in positions of some objects. Then, when your brain merges the two images together inside your head, it notices the shift as if it were depth. Yes, exactly. It's that small shift between certain objects in the two pictures that's really important. So what happens if you use the two photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene three-dimensionally anyway. Oh. Oh! Of course, now I see. I think the young girl has discovered the secret. I have! Crossed eyes. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Have another look at these two pictures, Hurley. Have a look at these two pictures from Hurley's camera, Runo. Go on. Cross my eyes. Can you see that there's a really obvious detail between them? Of course there are two people in the first and no people in the second. But yes, you can see that straight away, but now try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions. Alright, I'll give it a go. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the two pictures overlap exactly. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill ends from the pictures overlap in the middle. Wait. Well, did you manage to see it properly, Bruno? I guess I'm gonna go with... yeah, because it's kinda hard to see. Yeah! What's going on with these two pictures? Some of the things on the counter sort of jump out at you. Okay. Yes, that's it, you see? That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power? This is something... Someone going to explain this black magic, Why the deuce do some of these things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that, I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question. basic principles of the stereoscope. As I said before, such a pointing hairdo. Ooh, this guy, he's wearing a headband with a thing to like look at pictures, I guess. It won't work at all. It's the slight shift in the positions of objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally. In other words, even though the first glance, it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures. The guy with the gray hair, guy with the gray hair. There's like a bunch of people with gray hair currently. Even though the first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions. Yes, there must have been. Now hold your fire there, sir. A reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. When I see him, I'll point him out. Or do you mean this guy right here? Until you, like, yes or no, I guess. But what in the devil does this shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. Oh, what? Me? I haven't the first idea. Him? Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I think his head is meant to be in the shape of a moon, so yeah. You know, Runo, it's quite simple. It is? Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 AM. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. The position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means that sometime in half an hour of interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Zukas! Someone tampered? New information. Stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far. Stop. Yes. I had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summonation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is now clear. We now know the items of the counterpart that were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for the for almost impeccable shift in the items on the counter. Been streaming for 2 hours straight? I mean, there are people out there that have streamed longer than 2 hours. I mean, I'll probably end after this summonation examination ends, maybe. But like, what's my longest stream on this channel? I think it's like 4 hours or so, 3-ish hours. That's how long I usually tend to go. Okay. Done did it. I'm just spitballing here.
Take that!
Quite clearly, it was the work of this meddler. It's Barco? Yeah, it's Barco. Hey. That was just a guess. I feel like my first guess would have been wrong. Always go with the stupid ideas first. So, realistically... Emma Lely. That's Ellie, not M. Wait. Yeah, that's Ellie, not M. You've mistaken the two. But don't worry, I get them mixed up as well. So not Susato, not you, not could be, but not you.
Take that!
It was the witnesses currently on the stand, the Sulkin brothers. Till I tell M, wait. This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull Dukes from Lady Lockets. My phrase book says Dukes is meaning hands, and Lucy Lockets is meaning pockets. WTF? Are you guys twins? Sorry, I'm blind apparently. No worries, dude. I've made the same mistake as well. Even Paul, even Mortal Death himself makes the mistake of mixing up the two as well. So, there you have it. You're not the only one. There's like plenty of other people. Ellie, why are you snitching? How is this a universal thing? So similar? Well, your words, I guess. So similar. What is this another lie? What, is this what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Now hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that. I quite agree. The accused is a common pick purse, after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the same. She went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from the photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It seemed as my learned friend indicated that she was considering Mr. Whittybank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interest lay within the storeroom, not the main shop. I meant highly. Calm down. Giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Sulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony. But the accused is a pig purse. Common gutter trash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here? The Sulkin brothers are thieves, madame. No better. In fact, worse than a pig purse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket. Would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly synchronized testimony given against her by two thieves? Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. Can you all see now? I think your flying stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. Have similar profiles. That too. Your profile pictures looks a bit similar, so it's kind of hard to tell. I just had to like squint my eyes and look carefully to see if like he's talking. And Ellie, it's not that deep, I promise you.
Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Much purchase.
After trial,
Stop. We'll return home via Regent Street. Stop.
doing it. We're bringing it back.
Well, it would seem the trial is yet to run its course. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scale of justice. I hereby call this summation examination to conclusion with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 laying guilty, 4 laying to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without concerns. I order this trial to continue.
Yay, well done. Oh, by the way. What? You should hold on to this, Reno. You never know when it might come in useful. Twice in one trial to be unusual, surely, but alright. Had to take off my hearing aids. Yeah. I've been dealing a lot of people have been a lot lately, I guess. Myself included.
Lord Van Six. Instruct the witness that the court demands additional testimony.
I'm sure it won't spoil the banquet to do so, my lord. I've won myself another chance to probe the pair about their activities at night, at least. I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. There we go. To be continued. Alright. That is a good place to end stream, I'd say. Da, 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 da. Okay. I know. Yeah, it was kind of like the same situation from yesterday. I just was not feeling well. Just, everyone, like, felt bad. Okay. With that out of the way, I shall now end stream. Thank you all for coming and thank you all for watching. And have a good rest of your night, day, or time zone. And yeah, bye-bye.